Hey, welcome to our 67th unboxing. We are here today with just a crazy mix of stuff because we're trying to get everything out and on the shelf before the holiday. We'll be closed tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday for Thanksgiving, which is my favorite holiday.
And then Friday we're just open 2 to 5. But we'll have new stuff out, so come in anyway.
Yep, and then we'll be open Saturday. Yeah, there'll definitely be new stuff, so stop by. And I'm Eliza.
Amber.
And let's go.
Yeah. So we have some audiobooks. The 39 Clues. This is part of that series. I don't really even know what it is, but we have a lot of these books and a few other audiobooks, I think. Is it just like a mystery?
It's like a really popular kids series where different authors write the different books. And they get like all the popular authors who are writing their own stuff to like write a 39 Clues. And I also think it's one of those series where there was like the main series and then there's like now there's like branched off into different series. So it gets super complicated, but the kids know what they want to read. Yeah. And there's another kids audiobook, The Wolves of the Beyond. Oh, look, we have 2 in the series. And this is in the Beyond. Oh, so this is the same author of The Guardians of Gahuli, which is that series about owls that's really popular with kids.
Oh.
And this is in the same world, but it's with wolves.
So this is number 2. I think this is number 1 then. Yeah.
So if anybody's going on a road trip for the holiday, I feel like this might be a good family one. It's nice to find ones that the parents and the kids will enjoy.
Yeah. The Sun at Midnight. I'm assuming this is an adult film. It looks kind of independent. 16-year-old Native American girl is sent to spend the summer with her grandmother in Canada.
In the Northwest Territories.
Oh,
but she runs away.
But it looks like there's going to be a lot of like nice landscape, a lot of good stuff
I watched
to watch.
the preview for that one and it just looks really gorgeous. I think she ends up getting help from a sort of a wilderness guy, and they're out there in the wilderness because clearly she doesn't really know how to survive in the wilderness. This is called The White Darkness. There's a really popular YA book of the same name like years ago. This is different, but The White Darkness, if you don't know, usually refers to Antarctica because it's like so white there that I think you can't even see. Maybe that's the idea.
I think the darkness because there's not a whole lot of sunlight in the winter time, right?
Oh, they just didn't attach the book cover. I thought something weird was going on with that book. Oh my goodness. So I read about this. Is so funny because there was a long article. It must have been an excerpt in the New Yorker. This is about a guy who was really obsessed with Shackleton and it decided to try to emulate his journey and cross Antarctica on foot. So that's his story. And the article in the New Yorker was really good. So I bet the book is probably just like a longer version of that.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. This looks kind of like chick lit.
Looks fun. We have
having
another
to do
book
with
by
maybe
her.
baseball. But this looks like a nice fun.
Yeah.
Like if you're overwhelmed for the holidays, you just want to take your mind off of it. Yeah.
Second box. Best title ever. We Don't Eat Our Classmates.
I mean, if you're a dinosaur, maybe you do.
It looks like he ate one of their shoes. But you can just imagine, now, sweetie, we don't eat our classmates.
Yeah.
And the art looks fun.
It does look really fun.
I am looking forward to reading this one.
Then we have some adult fiction. Shell Game by Sara Paretsky. And this is just like a...
Detective.
Yeah. Detective, disturbing cases, you know.
Oh. This one is called Lies by T.M. Logan, and it says, what if your whole life was based on lies? And this seems like, I'm going to guess, a psychological suspense thriller.
I would guess that too.
Oh, a husband catches a fleeting glimpse of his wife somewhere she's not supposed to be. Oh, she swears she's telling the truth, but the secret she's keeping could destroy a family.
Andrew Gross, Button Man. These all have the same kind of like eerie. This is an emotional thriller. It's a tale of a Jewish family brought together at the dawn of the woman's garment business and torn apart by the birth of organized crime.
Wow.
So it sounds like maybe a little bit more literary.
Yeah, that does, and maybe a little bit of a historical element.
Yeah.
But still, like
Kind of an original idea.
Yeah, that's different. Lee Child, Past Tense. And it's a Jack Reacher novel. And there he is on the back.
Ooh, this is an awfully heavy book.
Wow. They used the heavy paper.
They did. Vietnam, An Epic Tragedy, 1945 to 1975 by Max Hastings. A lot of history buffs are probably going to want to read this.
Yeah.
They have a few photo inserts. Otherwise, looks like it's just like a really thorough account of the Vietnam War.
I think people like those really in-depth histories.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, lived through it. Them, Why We Hate Each Other and How to Heal by Ben Sasse. This is definitely an issue that is a problem in America right now.
I like that it doesn't imply what side you're
Yeah.
on. It just means people from both sides maybe don't like the other side.
Wow, the inside jacket is really intense because it just goes through like all of these bad things that are happening in the United States, like life expectancy is dropping and birth rates are dropping and people are incredibly depressed and anxious, and then sort of looking at like maybe what's going on.
Lessons, My Path to a Meaningful Life by Gisele Bundchen. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's married to Tom Brady. She's a Victoria's Secret supermodel.
She's very pretty.
So I'm sure, if anything, there are pictures. Just go through here for the pictures and then read about her life. I mean, I would go through here for the pictures.
I always look at the pictures first.
Right, at the pictures first. But I think she probably has an actual, like a pretty interesting life, considering how popular, and she's kind of like a household name, I feel like.
I mean, I think she's probably like the only model whose name I know.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and of course, she looks gorgeous.
Eric Idle. Oh, look, it's a Monty Python guy. Always look on the bright side of life. A sort of biography. And he is a funny guy.
Is he?
He was in Monty Python, and it's an entertaining memoir about coming of age as a writer and comedian, and the various famous people he met, like George Harrison and David Bowie and Robin Williams.
I mean, if you're a fan of Monty Python, and I think, like, I know my dad's generation definitely is.
Yeah. And he definitely will be funny, so.
I hope. That's a pretty big expectation. Memory Lands, King Philip's War and the Place of Violence in the Northeast. This looks like a very thick historical.
So I think this one is slightly more on like the academic side versus like the popular side for a history book, but because it's like really, really local and it's a sort of a new look at local history, it seemed like something that people around here might be interested, because a lot of people who live right here are interested in.
And the author is an assistant professor of history at Mount Holyoke.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's one of the reasons that we got it.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of local interest.
Yeah.
Last one, The Dinner List by Rebecca Serle, who I've never heard of. And, it seems like sort of maybe like a heartwarming book, maybe? It's about about like the idea of like who you would want to have dinner with if you could have dinner with anybody in the whole history, and then someone organizes a dinner party with all the important people in her life, and then it sounds like it goes like through the dinner party and then also back into why these people are so important. The Dinner List.
Which is different than The Dinner.
The Dinner. That was an
like intense, totally
did you read
different.
That?
Yeah.
I think I was too afraid to read that.
I read it. It was intense. That's all. We're empty boxes.
Woohoo! Have a good holiday.
Bye.
Bye.